Okay, why are we here again? I just looked up how many days it has been since my last episode, and it's been 261 days. So, obviously, the question is Karthik, why did you leave us hanging for so long? I'm just kidding. I'm already boring you with the jokes. No, of course not. Not going to be self critical. Let's move on. Let's move on. Why now? There's no specific reason except that I realized I must start putting out more content out there. And to be very honest, I think I was kind of fear of, I had the fear of judgment because, I mean, I wouldn't say there's any specific reason. It's just that there was a rough patch where I did not get any content, but then at the same time, I think it was more of a break in the sense that I'm explaining too much. I don't think I have to explain. It's my podcast, guys. Okay. Yeah. I just wanted to say that I'm back. Daddy's home. Doesn't sound appropriate. Please don't ban me, Spotify. I tried to say bland too. So, your boy is up to some stuff. It's been, just now I said, it's been what? 8 months, 8 plus months. Your boy's break has exceeded pregnancy. Hmm. Anyways, major updates in my life. It's pretty much physical, I would say. And as I'm talking, I'm aware that there's a lot of background noise. People are honking, and I really, really, really hope that I'm able to tweak some settings so that you guys don't hear anything. I even got this. I don't know what you call it. I'm calling it a muffler, but they call it a pop filter where you just have some animal fur and then apparently it avoids explosions. When I say explosions, they're like pa, ha, and all that. But I don't know if it's getting recorded. I am so not gonna play it back and check. Oh, how do I sound here? Did I get this right or something? That's for you guys to suffer. So please, by all means. And your boy has learned swimming. Why swimming, Karthik? Have you conquered everything there is to on land? No, absolutely not. Swimming was learned because of something called plantar fasciitis. Now let me let me get your attention to plantar fasciitis, the freaking bane of my life. Now, what is plantar fasciitis, Karthik? We're not doctors. You gotta explain these things to us. Of course, I'm gonna explain that to you. Plantar fasciitis is something which just who the hell cares? It just hurts your heel, man. It hurts your heel like crazy, and I want to kill myself. Oh, Spotify, please don't ban me again. I meant the pain is so much. My boss calls me, and I have to stand out of respect. Obviously, I don't mean to disrespect the guy who's been paying my bills. So, and then my leg starts hurting, so I start dancing in front of him. I shift between my heels, and then I do some kind of calf raises, and he looks at me thinking, does this guy think it's a joke? Because he doesn't think that. Shout out to my bosses who, if they listen, I love you. Mwah. And yeah, because of plantar fasciitis, and I'm obviously on a goal to reduce weight since 25 years. Okay, let's not open that door, Karthik. So yeah, 25 years, and I've been trying to reduce weight. So swimming is obviously what's helpful, and I'm trying my best. I'm doing some things out there, and right now there's absolutely nothing to comment on because there is nothing to comment on. So that's something. And yeah, swimming and plantar fasciitis, two biggest things in the past 8 months. Apart from that, work has been going on, and nothing apart from the ordinary. And now that I look at the time, I don't think it requires so much time, does it? Ah, how do you draw the line between narcissism and just self-confidence? Something we should tackle. But yeah, I want to dive into a serious thing again. Not again, kind of a serious thing. So I saw recent news about three US killings, and kind of pretty much bummed me out because I saw all the three videos, and I don't know why I did that. I need to stop using Reddit, but of course I don't stop using Reddit because I live in my mom's basement, dude. What do you expect me to do? So Yeah, those US killings, and I think it was one refugee who was on a train, and obviously Charlie Kirk, and don't speak ill about the dead. And there's this Indian person who was brutally murdered in the US, and I'm not someone who you know who becomes very sad at the, or not sad particularly, who becomes disturbed by the sight of violence. In fact, not violence, violence, violence. Don't make jokes about it, Karthik. So yeah, not someone who is pretty much flustered by violence, but then uh, there's a difference between seeing premeditated, or in the sense pre-choreographed, or just choreographed violence on screen and with special effects, versus actual killing, where you see helpless people on the street and they are getting brutally murdered. And the Indian man's murder particularly made me feel very sorry and very sad, because his wife and his son watched on, and the comments were filled with, if I was the son, I would have given him a whacking, or done this, done that, XYZ or something. And to be honest, it's very easy to talk, I would say. It's very easy to say that, okay, hey, you know what, I would have done this better, I would have done that better. But then I think it's important to know the kind of shock and the kind of pain, trauma, shock, and awe which goes on during the time. And it's not easy. It's definitely not easy to be in that situation and defend someone's. But then I wouldn't want to comment too much into it, because, self defense is essential. So I think here's a big shout out to all of you who are listening, to all the three people of you who are listening. No self critical jokes, Karthik. So you guys need to learn some self defense lessons, and you need to fight back. You need to fight back. You're not going to always be able to talk it out or avoid violence. So, yeah, can't always avoid violence, even though pianos exist. Okay, no, no, no more jokes. Sorry. Yeah, now let's take a complete 180 and shift the mood to Coolie. Coolie has been, I mean, this is an English podcast, definitely. I don't want to, I have five people listening to this, and probably three of them don't know Kannada. And wow, why did I say Kannada? Tamil. Yeah, Tamil. Oh, why did my mind go to Kannada? Yeah. So, yeah, Coolie was definitely something which, it was important. It was definitely important, a cultural phenomenon when it comes to memes. And ah, I was so excited to watch this on the big screen. Trust me, I was livid. Is livid a good thing or a bad thing? Because if it's bad, then livid is what came after the movie. If it's good, then it's what came before the movie. I was so hyped. I was looking forward to it. I was not feeling well, and struggled. I struggled to get myself to the theater, because I really, really, really wanted to see this movie. But then it was a dud. It was a dud at the end of it. And the memes, I just want to see. I just want to say all of them right now, starting from Rajni's this thing. What is that? I think it's outside the interview. I mean, எது Nagarjunava. And right from Nagarjuna's poster to everything about the movie is a cultural phenomenon, and I thoroughly enjoyed myself. I thoroughly enjoyed myself with the memes, and I definitely want to dedicate one entire episode to watching this. I mean, to talking about these memes, because my god. And the way Amir Khan speaks Tamil, the way he says "எப்படி இருக்கீங்க அண்ணா," or the way you know, I don't know, Nagarjuna says Kuli is like 1,000 pashas or something. My God, they had a field time. Please do me a favor and go revisit all of the pre-release interviews, all of the claims made by the filmmakers. I know it's been a while. It's exactly a month today since the movie released, but it's fresh. It's fresh. It's beautiful. Definitely beautiful. Now, yeah, I'm getting too excited. I just wanted to talk about something. This is something pretty close to my heart. So, but not, I wouldn't say close to my heart. Maybe this is more like the USP of this episode. But then it's what I'm titling it. Moving on, and I don't want to get into the details. There are some things people move on from, and there are some people that people move on from, and there are some dreams that people move on from. And none of this is easy. You see something, it reminds you of something, and then you have to throw it away because you're going to become a new person. You see someone, you cannot see someone, you cannot see them anymore because you're going to become a new person. And some dreams, you need to put it away because it's the circumstances are not the same as what you had dreamt someday. And it's definitely heartbreaking. Now that I say ha, I don't know whether the muffler captured it. Tell me, is the quality sounding better? I'm also going to do some effects on Audacity. The Audacity, do some effects. Sorry, I'm getting diverted. So yeah, we move on from all kinds of things, people or dreams or places or whatever you want to call it. Moving on. That's it. Moving on. And it's not pleasant. It's heartbreaking, and it's definitely gonna leave a scar in your life. And I don't know if I'm qualified enough to say this. I'm 25. I'm just a quarter of a century old, but then I've seen my fair share of having to move on from things where it becomes irreversible. You don't know what's going to happen because you envisioned your life in a particular way, and then you look forward, and then it's gone. It's taken out of your life. Maybe death, it may be whatever it is. And I just want to talk about it. Maybe you could say it's a personal rant of sorts, or it's my therapeutic session because I'm too poor to afford therapy, you know. But then I thought people would relate. This is them to them after all, from my heart to yours. So I think there's some things which I need to air it out in the public, or some misconceptions which I feel are just myths. Like, you've definitely seen this quote, not these quotes, this particular quote: sunsets are proof that endings can be beautiful. Brother, I don't know why I said it that way. Some people will know why I said it that way. When you say sunsets are beautiful. I just saw a sunset this evening. It was beautiful. But it's not an ending. The sun is always going to come up, or we are going to rotate in such a way that the sun comes up the next day, and it's not ending. You tell me right before the earth ends that the last sunset is going to be beautiful, then maybe I'll take your word for it. I'll take your word for it. Ah, the pun. Okay, sorry. I'll take your word for it. But the last sunset on earth, maybe it looks beautiful, but then are you going to focus on the sun setting, or are you going to focus on the fact that the sun is never going to set again and the ending is not going to be beautiful anymore? I don't wish to infuse or inject dread into your lives. Definitely, that's not what I want to do here. Please stick with me. I just want to tell you that take this feeling that endings are supposed to be beautiful and throw it in the dustbin. It's not going to be beautiful. It's going to be hard. It's going to be hard letting go of the person that you loved, or letting go of the things that you loved, or anything for that matter. It's going to be hard. You go and ask a butterfly or a caterpillar or something, hey, how is it breaking out of the cocoon? It's going to say, humans, it's worse than pregnancy. That's what it's going to claim. Your lucky butterflies can't talk because they're going to compare their pains with yours, and they're going to say, yes, it's been so hard. But then, not trying to be very philosophical here, I'm just trying to tell you that it's okay. It's okay if the ending is hard. It's okay if you don't get closure. Closure is something which is very overrated, very, 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 you know misunderstood. Closure is something when you accept it's ended, not when you don't have to revisit the place. You don't have to sulk over something being an abrupt ending, or that's I don't know how many times I used, I do use a lot of filler words. I'm sorry for that. And yeah, definitely, it's the way that things end that bothers people, not the fact that it ended. you know I should stop saying okay, here's the thing. If a relationship ended with someone, are you going to be more worried about how it ended, that you're being let down gracefully, or are you going to be more worried about the fact that it ended? It's pain. It's definitely pain. I'm not arguing with that. I'm just trying to tell you that it's gonna be pain either way. So you're gonna take it. You're gonna take it because that is something which gave you happiness once upon a time. And just because it gives you sadness, just because it's trying to balance out everything in your life, that doesn't mean that it's a bad thing. I've I've had relationships. I've had no relationships. I've had friends who have had relationships and they came to me and they told, yeah. Anyways, yeah, I've seen relationships which ended and then the person immediately becomes a bad person, like he did this to me, she did this to me, or something. And while some of it may be true, while you might be carrying a grudge or something, and it's always going to be the fact that you learned something out of it, and you're not in that because of a reason. That was just simply meant to be a vessel or a pathway 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 to something bigger in life. And I don't know, I guess at this point I'm just pretty much virtue signaling or something. Virtue signaling, I just read this word recently. It means that, hey, you're only in pakka Bangalorean accent or something. Hey, you're only one waste, no, what you're telling me, something like that. But then, I mean, I'm just appealing to one or two people, three people at max who make something out of this, and who actually think, okay, hey, you know what, maybe what he's saying is true. Maybe I don't need closure. Maybe the fact that it ended, it is by itself closure. So yeah, I would probably like to talk a little more on this, but then let me know. I'm still open to suggestions here and there. I am just trying my best to keep this thing going. I'm trying my best to put out content there. And now we come to going forward. That's I've written the points. I want to make it more structured. Going forward, of course, I've not been very consistent with my uploads, and that may raise some kind of thoughts regarding whether I'll be pushing out content on a regular basis. So, not gonna commit. I'm going to try to commit to uploading one episode every 2 weeks, definitely. And yeah, definitely I'm going to try uploading one episode every 2 weeks, bi-weekly uploads, because I'm going to keep this going. This is something, this podcast, it started 2 years ago. And to be very honest, these 2 years have been the most metamorphical years of my lives. And it's been a paradigm shift in my life from, it's, that's that, again. It's been a paradigm shift from one thing to another, and I really want to view this podcast as something which has seen me shift through these days. And if you compare the first episode, I think the second episode was about somehow I got embarrassed by some girl or something. And yeah, I want to keep this going. So definitely want to see this through to bigger heights, and I hope you can help me do that. Whoever's listening to this, right, without me telling them, and whoever's listening to this on in general, you guys are awesome. And if you're lucky enough, you're witnessing the start of something big. Okay, I'm not gonna try to dream too much, but let's end it here. Okay. Yeah, that's about it. And it's been 18 minutes and 41 seconds. I'll try to wrap this up because I don't know if this will be consumed in such a no seamless way, because it's a bit too long. But I hope you guys have a good day, night, afternoon, evening, wherever you are. And take care. I'll see you in the next one. Moving on.